Hello and welcome back everyone, we Weeb Online, and today I'm gonna continue the story What If Naruto Became the Summoner of Godzilla Part 2, The End. If you enjoy this video, please give it a big thumbs up, and to watch more videos like this, subscribe to my channel and turn that bell notification on so you never miss an upload. Now wasting no more time, let's begin.
Sasuke growled as he sat in the dark head Uchiha household, the same place where he had seen his parents killed. How dare that Senju girl say no when he tells Naruto to give him his summoning contract? Do these idiots not get that he had to get powerful in order to kill him? A contract of that size shouldn't be in the hands of that dead last loser Naruto. It should be in the hands of the Uchiha elite. As he thought back to the meeting, his face turned red with anger. Ninja art. Flashback jutsu. Tsunade sat at the Hokage's desk and worked her way through a mountain of papers that she was sure hadn't been there a minute ago. She had just put down her hand to grab a bottle from her stash when the door to her office banged open. When Sasuke walked in, full of arrogance and confidence, she turned her head and scowled. "Who the hell do you think you are, Genin? If you want to talk to the Hokage, you have to make an appointment, no matter who you are," Sasuke said with a frown. "I'm a Uchiha, so I don't need a meeting. We have business to talk about, though." Tsunade gave the Uchiha survivor a dirty look and told him to go away before turning back to her work. "I don't have time for this. Leave your problem with Shizune, and when I have time, I'll look at it. I want you to make the loser give me his contract." Tsunade stopped and thought about what she had just heard a few times before getting angry at the boy's smug face. "What did you just say?" she yelled angrily as she jumped to her feet. How dare he try to steal something from another clan? The look of pride seemed to get even bigger. "You heard me. I want you to tell the loser to give up his summoning contract. Power like that should be in the hands of a Uchiha elite, not some clanless loser." Tsunade opened her mouth to yell at the Uchiha kid, but then she had a sudden thought. As she asked an ANBU to go get Naruto, she smiled in a mean way. She sat back in her chair and turned to face Sasuke, still smiling evilly. A blonde summoner jumped in through the window 2 minutes later. "What's wrong, Grandma?" Sasuke gave his teammate a smirk and then pointed to the Hokage. "I came here to the Hokage to ask you to give me your summoning contract." Naruto gave the teen with black hair a mean look before moving toward the last Senju. "And you're giving in to his demands. Granny, you of all people should know that clan artifacts stay with the clan members." Sasuke laughed. At this point, Tsunade spoke up. "TCH, you don't have a clan, loser. Just give me the scroll." "Hey, Naruto, I brought you here to tell you that, now that you're a Chunin, the third Hokage has told the third Hokage that you should be the head of your clan." Both Naruto and Sasuke yelled, "What?" But for different reasons. That means, Genin Uchiha, that the Uzumaki summoning contract stays with the Uzumaki clan. Now, if you'll excuse me, I have some paperwork for Naruto to sign, so please leave my office. Ninja art. And flashback jutsu. How dare they not see what a great family the Uchihas are. First, the dead last held his own against him in a fight. Then, his jutsu was even stronger than the Chidori's, and now they wouldn't give him back his scroll. A scroll that he should have. The hidden leaf made it clear that he wasn't taking him seriously. When he touched the mark on his neck, he decided that he would leave this village that the gods had abandoned and go train with Orochimaru. Once he had learned everything he could from the snake, he would kill it and then go after Itachi. After 10 minutes, he had everything packed up and was on his way to the village gates. He was surprised to see Sakura standing by the gates, almost like she knew he was going to leave. Sakura. When the Uchiha heir stopped just feet in front of the rosette, her head perked up. She took a step forward, not sure what to do. "Sasuke, what?" But the Uchiha who was no longer loyal cut her off. "What do you want, Sakura?" The rosette looked at her moody crush and nervously chewed on her lip. "Where are you going, Sasuke? Get out of this pathetic village. It has done nothing but hold me back. Even the weakest person has gotten stronger. I am a Uchiha. I deserve more power, but these fools don't see my potential. And you're willing to leave behind the people who care about you. I love you, Sasuke, and I won't let you leave the village," unless she trailed off, shame in her eyes as the thought crossed her mind. "What?" Sasuke was amused that she thought she could stop him, but he was also interested in what was wrong with her. The rosette looked the no longer last loyal Uchiha in the eye while swallowing her disgust. "Unless you bring me along." Sasuke looked at his old teammate in shock, then laughed. "Not a chance," he said as he walked past Haruno, who was shaking. "I'll scream if you try." Sakura's world went black as she fell to the ground after Sasuke cut the back of her neck quickly. He sighed and started to walk to the gate, but he stopped. When he turned around, he couldn't help but stare at Sakura's body on the ground. His pale face broke into a dark smile. Naruto muttered, "I'm going to kill them, I'm going to kill them, I'm going to kill them," as he stumbled toward the door of the Namikaze estate. The door in question was being hit over and over again until Naruto snarled and yanked it open. He yelled, "What?" and rubbed his eyes to get the sleep out of them. An ANBU stood in front of his door with an eagle mask on. "Naruto Uzumaki, the Lady Hokage has asked you to come to her office. You have 10 minutes to get ready." He frowned as he looked at the ANBU and saw that it seemed angry. He nodded and went back into the manor. He came back just as the 10th minute was over, all ready to go. "Let's go," said the ANBU as the two of them disappeared with a body flicker. When Naruto walked into Tsunade's office, he hardly had time to catch his breath before a pink and red blur hit him in the chest. He moaned, "Oh," and put chakra into his feet so he wouldn't fall over. He was surprised to see Sekura crying into his t-shirt when he looked down. "What's up, Sekura? What's wrong?" "Tokubetsu Jonin Uzumaki." Naruto turned his head toward the Hokage because he didn't understand why she was speaking in such an official way. What he saw bothered him a little bit. Her hazel eyes burned with pure hatred and rage, and her usually beautiful face was marred by a twisted snarl. "I want you to take a small group and go after Sasuke Uchiha, who has gone missing. Search and destroy." The young Uzumaki was so shocked that it took him a moment to find his voice. "What are they?" The village people left, and Genin Sakura Haruno was attacked. Naruto's blood ran cold when he heard that, and his eyes went to the girl who was crying in his arms. He looked right into Tsunade's eyes with a blank look on his face. "By assault, you mean?" He trailed off, never taking his eyes off the distant member of his family. She said, "Yes, that jerk is dead." "Damn blonde, where do you get all that energy from?" As he leaned against the village gates with his arms crossed over his black-clothed chest, Naruto laughed at his friend with the pineapple hair. "What can I say? It's part of my Uzumaki charm. But I'm not the only energetic blonde." Shikamaru put his fingers in his ears and begged, "Please don't go any further. I'm not interested in what you do in your spare time." Naruto looked up at the clear blue sky above them with a bigger grin on his face. He was mentally getting ready for the mission ahead. "I think the rest of the team will be here soon." "That's a problem. Is there a reason we can't choose people we know to be on our team?" "Dear Kami, you're supposed to be a genius. Orochimaru isn't going to send Genin to Chunin-level shinobi to take the Uchiha to the Sound Village. The man is a genius. Only an idiot would make such a mistake." Hidden Sound Village. Achoo. "Oh bastard fuck. Oh Kami, that hurt like a whore, sweet sage." A fat shinobi looked horrified at his leader while a kunoichi with red hair wrote down some curses she had never heard before. She thanked Kami in her head for whoever was talking about the leader of her village. Back to the hidden leaf. Before Naruto could say anything, 4 figures appeared next to the 2 old friends and gave Naruto a quick salute. Naruto Uzumaki, Hidako, Inoue, Watanabe and Ruzoya reporting for duty. Pervy Sage called it Minato mode, and Naruto looked over his team while he was in it. "Right, our mission is to kill our target, Sasuke Uchiha. He left our village to work for the rogue ninja Orochimaru of the Sannin. Juri's information tells us that Orochimaru is likely to send his personal guard of 4 people. Let's go." Then, with a burst of chakra, the 6 shinobi took off. What they didn't know was that something was being born in the Hidden Sound at that very moment. Hidden Sound, at the moment. Kabuto laughed as he looked at the girl who was tied down on a dirty operating table in a secret lab. The girl looked to be around 9 or 10 years old, but Orochimaru's apprentice didn't care. What mattered was that she was one of the few people who had lived through one of Lord Orochimaru's best experiments. The test of wood release. Kabuto's voice was smooth as he looked over the row of test tubes in front of him. "You should be honored, Erika," he said. "You are doing both Lord Orochimaru and our village a great service." As he found the vial he was looking for, a mean grin spread across his face. Erika choked out, "Please, Master Kabuto, I don't want to be here." Tears ran down her pale cheeks as she said it. "It'll all be over in a second. I'll just give you an injection," the teen with silver hair said in a soothing voice. The girl jerked back when she saw the green glowing needle in his left hand. "These cells from that monster that showed up 6 months ago will make you strong. You'll be as strong as it was." He stuck the needle into the girl's neck, which hurt and made her scream. The traitor ignored her cries and pushed the plunger, which emptied the needle into Erika's bloodstream. The effects were felt right away. The girl started to glow in a horrifyingly bright green color, and vines grew out of her body. The end of the vines turned into small jaws that snapped at Kabuto, who ran away in shock. The teen ran to the door, and as he did, he took one last look at the room. It scared him to the core. The girl had begun to change into something that looked like a plant, and was quickly getting bigger. The girl's head was lost in the ruby-red petals of a rose. Kabuto ran quickly through the dark, damp, and winding hallways until he reached the doors to his master's rooms. "Kabuto," hissed the snake Sannin, whose arms were still bandaged with blood. "What does this, Lord Orochimaru?" he said, his face still white. "One of the experiments isn't working. And do something about it, UF. Again, he was stopped by a sound. This time, a blood-curdling roar came from deep inside the base. What the name of the wise man was that? When Kabuto looked into Orochimaru's wide eyes, he felt his hands start to shake. My lord, I gave the girls the cells as you told me to, and the cells seemed to react with the wood chakra she has. Cracks started to appear in the walls, and flytrap-headed vines started to slither in. Damn it, Kabuto, we're leaving. I'll tell the Sound 4 to take Sasuke to our base on the northwestern border of the Land of Hot Water. Yes, Lord Orochimaru. Within minutes, the two were seen running away from the base, but as soon as they could see the hidden sound, they turned around. When they saw what was there, they were scared. In the center of what used to be a village, there was a mass of tentacle-like vines with a huge, mysterious rose. As they ran away, they heard a roar that was full of anger and hatred for those who had done wrong. That was bad for her. Time jump. It's been 2 hours since the mission began. Naruto, I'll take care of the Kaguya. Go take care of the target. The blonde nodded, happy inside that his old teacher had shown up. He thought that the other members of the Sound 5 didn't have much power, but this new member seemed to have it in waves. As he sped through the trees, he thought about the first time Sasuke did something bad. All because of Orochimaru and that kami damned seal he wore with such pride around his neck. Once Sasuke is taken care of, I'll come after you, you snake-hating jerk. But he knew that he had also contributed to Sasuke's anger. Once he started training with the kaiju, he didn't mean to, but he made Sasuke feel like he was the worst person ever. The last straw seemed to be when Tsunade wouldn't let him give Sasuke the contract. He was pulled out of his thoughts when he came to a big crack. He laughed at how funny the place was. The battle between Hashirama Senju and Madara Uchiha led to the Valley of the End. Statues of the two fighters stood facing each other, with Senju's back to the hidden leaf and Uchiha's back to the border between the lands of fire and sound. He put chakra into his legs and jumped onto Hashirama's head, where he stared at his target, who was standing still on his own ancestor's head. So you came, Naruto. Sasuke Uchiha, the 5th Hokage has told me to kill you, the man said. Sasuke laughed hysterically. And you think a loser like you could even hurt me, much less kill me, Naruto said with a smirk. Well, dead last, I was kicking your behind at the hospital, wasn't I? With a snarl, the Uchiha who was no longer loyal jumped at his old teammate, and his curse mark lit up. Without even blinking, Naruto rushed forward and hit the traitor in the stomach with his fist. Sasuke wasn't ready for how fast the blonde was, so he threw up a mixture of blood and saliva. He was then thrown into the river below. He hit the surface of the water with a sickening boom. And when he came out, his hands were flying through hand seals. Fire style. Grand Fireball Jutsu. Naruto's eyes got bigger as Sasuke, with the help of the curse mark, spit out a ball of flames at him. The ball was as big as one of the statue's heads. He ran through his own set of hand seals quickly, ending with the snake seal. Pressure breach. Atomic style. After filling his lungs with radiation chakra, he breathed out a cloud of nuclear energy under a lot of pressure. When the cloud and the fireball hit each other, the fireball lit the gas cloud on fire, which caused a huge explosion. Both teens went flying into the river on opposite sides. After quickly getting up, they both ran towards each other. Soon, they met in the middle and started throwing punches and kicks at each other. Naruto's speed made him impossible to catch, but Sasuke's sharing and even the odds. After avoiding a particularly hard blow, the Uchiha pulled out a kunai and threw it from right in front of him. The blonde Jinchuriki cursed, but all he could do was turn his body to reduce the damage. This left him open to Sasuke's chakra-powered roundhouse kick. First blood's mine, Naruto. He teased as he watched his former teammate just rip the kunai out of his side. First blood is mine since I threw your behind in the river, you dumbass. Naruto yelled back at the teen with the dark eyes, who was staring at his blonde rival. He made more hand seals and blew on the blade, then jumped into the air and threw it at the Uchiha, who was laughing. When the teen with raven hair ducked, he was surprised when something cut his cheek. What the hell, I got away from that. Wind chakra, bitch. Sasuke looked up and was shocked to see Naruto quickly falling toward him with a kunai in his hand. Using his chakra to power his arms, he backflipped out of the way and quickly threw a handful of shuriken at Uzumaki as he fell. As soon as the shuriken hit him, Uzumaki turned into smoke. He swore loudly and raised his left arm to block the kick, but the kick was so strong that it sent him backwards. Loser, tell me what atomic style is and who taught you to be so powerful. Sorry, dead last. This is only for people in the Uzumaki clan. With a snarl, Sasuke did a set of hand seals he knew well before cupping his hands. A loud screech filled the air as blue arcs of lightning danced in his palms. He yelled, "Damn you, Naruto," as he ran at the blonde with his Sharingan eyes burning. Naruto ran at the angry Uchiha while making a ball of spinning chakra appear in his hand. Both of the former teammates attacked each other, causing a huge explosion of power. Both of them tried to beat the other by pushing their jutsu into the others. Chidori, Rasengan. They didn't expect a strong vine to come out of nowhere and hit them with enough force to send them flying through the air. They landed on the wall of the valley and looked up at something that could only be called a monster. The creature's body was made up of meaty plant-like flesh, and vines crossed over the glowing sac in the middle. It was surrounded by a lot of other vines that moved like snakes around its body. The ends of these vines looked like spears or the heads of deadly flytraps. A head that looked like a crocodile stared down at the two of them. Its jaw was full of sharp teeth. There were 3 tusks on each side, for a total of 6. Sasuke yelled, "What the fuck is that?" as he looked at one of the creature's vines. From somewhere in his mind, he heard the familiar smooth voice whisper, "My bad, I call it Violente." Instead of answering, Naruto just flashed through the hand seals of his other signature jutsu, and slammed his bloody palm onto the surface of the water. Summoning jutsu, Zilla's scaly face appeared in a puff of smoke. He let out a roar of challenge to the sky. He knew right away that the plant creature was there and snorted. "So, this is what you mean when you call him the Knight of the Monsters." "Knight of the Monsters?" Naruto asked as he looked at his familiar in shock. "Yes, Big G is king and Little G is prince. Because of this, I was given the title Knight. No matter what, I need you to fight Plant Head," Sasuke whispered Violente as he looked at the new kaiju. Naruto gave the teen an odd look before turning back to Zilla, who was also looking at Sasuke. "Okay, you take on Violente over there while I deal with him, oh boy." "Done." He looked at Violente, who had just been given a name, and yelled, "Get over here." Naruto dodged the sucker punch that was aimed at his throat while his familiar charged at the new kaiju. He gave the Uchiha a powerful kick to the ribs while growling. "So, Violente, where did you get that name? Finally, I can talk to Orochimaru through the seal. He made it. Motherfucker, nuclear style. Nuclear mist." The boy with raven hair yelled and dove out of the way when a cloud of poisonous green mist came flying at him. He ran toward the waterfall, with Naruto close behind. "This is it, Sasuke. One of us won't make it out of here alive. Do you know that you are one ugly son of a bitch?" Violente didn't answer. Instead, he just spat out something acidic that hit the wall behind Zilla. The kaiju easily avoided the attack. "Wow, I almost had to do something there. It's my turn." Before the gray kaiju used his signature atomic flare attack, his back fins glowed a bright emerald color. As the green flames burned and licked Violente's fleshy plant body, she let out a horrible screech of pain. Violente tried to grab hold of the much faster kaiju by sending out tendril after tendril. Zilla had to duck and dodge as Violente sent out tendril after tendril. "Really, though, there's no reason to call someone names like that. My name was true, but yours was just rude." Zilla quickly dug into the side of the cliff to his left as he ducked under yet another vine. Violente's whip attack stopped when the rose kaiju stopped moving, as if it was trying to figure out where the enemy had gone. Zilla suddenly jumped off the top of the cliff he had dug his way up to by burrowing. He roared, "Surprise, Muthafucka," and whipped his strong tail at Violente's head. The sudden attack didn't give the Godzilla plant-human hybrid time to react, so she was violently slammed into the wall of the valley. Zilla teased as he flexed his claws. "Really, though, Titanosaurus would be a tougher fight for me." Violente didn't know who Titanosaurus was, but she knew what a put-down was when she heard one. She turned around to face her enemy and spat out 3 quick streams of acid, which seemed impossible for a monster of her size. "Oh crap," yelled Naruto's familiar as one of the acid streams got a little too close for comfort. That's it. Wham! Zilla got a hard smack on the head from one of Violente's tendrils, which had found its mark. The nuclear kaiju fell back and couldn't do anything as more tendrils hit him and beat his head very hard and violently. After getting hit so hard that one of the tendrils with a head got its teeth into his leg, Zilla let out a roar that shook the earth and made his back spines shine so brightly that they hurt the eyes. He yelled, "I'm done playing," and then fired a much bigger stream of emerald flames than he had before. Violente had no chance against the powerful attack. After a few minutes of non-stop burning, Violente was reduced to a charred body that sank into the dark river below. A little out of breath, Zilla shook his head, then threw his head back and let out a roar of victory. After he was done, the scaly kaiju looked toward where his summoner was fighting. "Let's see how Naruto is doing." As usual, he's probably killing it. As the kaiju fought further down the valley, the 2 young shinobi charged each other with their kunai. Sasuke jumped into the air as he quickly went through hand seals and hit his enemy in the jaw with a roundhouse kick. Fire style, Grand Fireball Jutsu. Sasuke spat out a huge fireball that flew at crazy speeds towards the blonde Uzumaki. With a smirk, Naruto quickly moved out of the way with body flicker, going through his own seals. Wind style. Big step forward. Naruto's hands shot out a strong gust of wind, which sent Sasuke hurtling into the cliff wall behind him. Even though the Uchiha had great reflexes, he just barely had time to use a replacement jutsu to keep from becoming a smear. But it couldn't save him from Naruto's haymaker, which was coming at him fast, which hit him hard in the jaw and sent him sliding across the river they were standing on. Sasuke yelled, "Enough." His curse seal lit up, and black tattoos that looked like flames began to spread over his body. Naruto smirked. "Oh, you want to cheat then?" he said. He closed his eyes for a split second, and when he opened them, they were filled with pure hatred. Then, asshole, let's cheat. As red and purple chakra flashed quickly and randomly across the river and valley walls, the two people disappeared in twin blurs. As they fought, they threw kunai and shuriken and hit each other with their hands and feet. Sasuke snarled as he was put on the defensive over and over again. When he got cut on the cheek with a kunai, he gave up. Sasuke gave in to the curse seal's power with a yell of anger. Naruto was sent hurtling toward the river by an explosion of dirty purple chakra, which broke the glowing surface of the water. Naruto quickly came back to himself and looked with disgust as Sasuke's face changed and became demonic. His black hair grew down to his waist and turned a dark purple color, and his skin turned ash gray. His eyes turned a dark color like obsidian, and a black mark in the shape of a cross showed up on the bridge of his nose. As Sasuke cackled madly in the air, two hand-shaped holes were torn out of his back. Naruto spat and looked disgustedly at Sasuke's wings, saying, "That was fucking disgusting. You're not the only one with special abilities, Naruto, but mine are stronger." Yeah, because the chakra of a creepy child molester is clearly stronger than that of an immortal demon fox made of only chakra, Naruto said in a sarcastic way. Sasuke growled as he dove at his old teammate, reaching out with a clawed hand. Atomic fashion. Atomic blade. Sasuke screamed in pain as a light blue blade that looked like plasma cut wildly at his arm. Naruto didn't want to take any chances, so he called forth a chakra cloak made of only Nine Tails chakra. Naruto charged a Rasengan in each hand before jumping after the Uchiha in the air. He didn't care that his skin was burning. He yelled, "Twin Rasengan," and hit Sasuke's wings with the two red orbs, sending him flying into the statue of Madara. As Sasuke struggled to get to his feet, Zilla walked up to Naruto and joined him. The iguana-like kaiju said with a clear smirk, "Piece of cake, boss." Naruto smiled back at him and looked at his current opponent from the side. "Good, buddy, I'm almost done here, so you can go home." Zilla just nodded and then disappeared in a big puff of smoke. With a clear glare on his face, Naruto began to unconsciously channel his radiation chakra and the chakra of the Nine Tails. This made his eyes turn a reddish-orange color. Naruto jumped up to the ledge opposite Sasuke by putting chakra into his legs. This gave the two of them one more chance to fight. Naruto barked, and his orange and red eyes burned as he stared at his old teammate. Slowly, his Nine Tails chakra cloak disappeared, leaving him with only his radiation chakra pumping through his chakra system. "You're already losing your power, huh, Naruto?" Sasuke sneered, his Sharingan eyes burning in their black sockets. As the Uchiha air turned on the Chidori, a harsh screech filled the air. The Chidori was soon corrupted by the curse seal's bad chakra and turned as dark as night. Naruto teased Uchiha by calling up the familiar spinning orb of chakra and saying, "I'd rather finish this fight with my own power, Uchiha." But instead of the usual sky blue chakra that made up the fourth Hokage's jutsu, Naruto used his radiation chakra to make the Rasengan, which turned out to be a crystal blue chakra sphere. For a few seconds, the two teens just looked at each other and didn't say anything. The only sound in the valley was the waterfall. Then they both ran toward each other. Naruto, Sasuke. As they got closer, the two shinobi wouldn't look away. In the next second, their attacks hit each other, making a swirl of chakra. Chidori, a Tomical style. Rasengan. When they attacked together, a powerful shockwave went through the area, leaving deep scars on the walls of the valley. Black chakra swirled wildly around the two of them, then gathered into a large sphere. The sphere disappeared as quickly as it had appeared, showing who had won the duel. Sasuke yelled, "Arggh!" as Naruto's attack dug into his shoulder. The two of them crashed into the bank of the river, and as soon as Sasuke touched down, Naruto flipped away. The Uchiha heir rolled down the wet bank and screamed hysterically while grabbing his shoulder. Naruto was surprised as he looked at the teen. Did the teen's jutsu really hurt that much? He suddenly understood what was going on. Only the Uzumaki could use radiation chakra, which was used to make that Rasengan. Godzilla said that it was deadly to normal people. It burns through your body like poison. Sasuke glared at the blonde while he screamed, and his thrashes got more and more random as time went on. "What did you do to me?" he yelled, and his curse seal began to fade, as if it knew what was going on. "You wanted to know what my atomic style was, so here it is. It's a death sentence for those who can't use it. What you're feeling now is radiation poisoning. You'll die soon, Sasuke, just because you wanted power. I hate you, Naruto." Sasuke screamed, and the boy was shaking so hard that he was almost vibrating. Naruto didn't do anything but stare at the Uchiha heir. "Be thankful, your pain will end. What you did to Sakura will haunt her for the rest of her life." When Kakashi and the rest of the team got there, they only saw a sad Naruto and the body of Sasuke. As Naruto and the rest of his team turned to leave, Kakashi looked at the dead Uchiha with a sad look. "Obaido, please forgive me for failing." He quickly did a few hand seals before ending with a tiger seal. Fire style, fireball jutsu. He spit a big fireball at Sasuke's dead body, which turned to ashes quickly as Kakashi watched. "Goodbye, Sasuke Uchiha." Naruto stood at the entrance to the village with his pack tight on his back. It had been a whole month since Sasuke left the village and Naruto killed Sasuke. Jiraiya-sensei decided to take him on a 3-year training trip so that he could get ready for the Akatsuki. As he looked out at the heavily wooded area that dominated the Land of Fire, he thought about everything that had happened since he had come back. Ninja art, flashback jutsu. Naruto and Kakashi were quiet as they walked into the office of the 5th Hokage. As soon as she saw her blonde teammate, Sakura grabbed him again, and Naruto gave her a gentle rub on the back. Report, Tsunade said, worried about the way Naruto's eyes looked like they were dead. Naruto mumbled, "Mission completed, Lady Tsunade," but he could still hear Sasuke's screams in his ears. "And Sasuke Uchiha." Naruto cut him off by looking down at the hand that held the Rasengan and saying, "Dead by my hand." Tsunade looked at him with sadness for a moment, then cleared her throat. "I'm sorry, Naruto, but I have to ask you to tell me what happened to the Uchiha." Everyone looked at the blonde. After a moment of silence, he looked down at the top of Sakura's hair. "In the end, we fought with his Chidori, which had been changed by the curse seal, and my atomic-style Rasengan. This Rasengan is powered only by my radiation chakra. We fought, and I won. I drove my Rasengan right into his chest. But I forgot that radiation chakra kills non-Uzumaki." When Naruto finally looked up, his once bright blue eyes were filled with a haunted look that scared both Tsunade and Shizune. "I can still hear him screaming, Grandma." He just kept screaming. As he thought about Sasuke's dying screams, tears started to come out of his eyes. When a tear was wiped away with a soft thumb, he looked down and saw the worried green eyes of his Rosette teammate. Both were hurt by the death of their former teammate, and they hugged each other tightly. Ninja art and flashback jutsu. Sakura was now going to see a therapist to help her stop having nightmares over and over again. The Rosette was staying with Naruto at his apartment because she got scared if he wasn't close by. "Oh, how funny, Naruto." Naruto gave a small jump when he was surprised, then turned around. He couldn't believe how many people from the village had come to say goodbye to the boy they used to hate. And Jiraiya, Tsunade, Shizune, Sakura, Kakashi, and Iruka were at the front of the crowd. "Guys," Naruto said, surprised by how many people had come to see him off. "You didn't think we'd let you go without saying goodbye, did you?" Sakura teased, pulling the blonde into a tight hug. Naruto smiled and patted her on the back before pulling away. "That reminds me," he said as he took a scroll out of his pocket and gave it to the girl with the rosette. "Here, I've sealed 100 copies of Shadow in there in case you ever need to talk to me for help." Sakura smiled with tears in her eyes and then stepped back to let the others say hello. The people and ninja of the Hidden Leaf Village said goodbye and good luck to the blonde shinobi one by one. Kakashi and Tsunade were the last ones to say goodbye. Kakashi walked toward the Uzumaki and put out his hand. "Good luck out there, Naruto," Kakashi said with a laugh as he shook hands with his sensei's son. "When you get back, we'll probably be on the same level, or you might even be stronger than me." As he pulled a scroll from a pouch on his back, he looked sad with the one eye that was visible. "Naruto, I know I was a bad sensei to you and Sakura, and it will take me a long time to make up for it, but I hope this will help me get started." He gave the scroll to the blonde with a beard, who looked at it with interest. "It's the other signature move of the 4th. As Naruto looked at Kakashi in shock, his eyes grew to the size of dinner plates. The masked Jonin just gave one of his trademark eye smiles and stepped back to let Tsunade go first. "Naruto," she said with a smile as she gave the boy a warm hug. "When we first met, you were a brat, a mature brat, but still a brat. I am proud of the ninja, no, the young man you have become. and I know your parents would be too. Naruto took a breath and said, "Thank you," then put his lips next to the Sanin's ear. Mom, before she had to let go, Tsunade tightened her grip on the boy she had come to love like a son. Her eyes were filled with tears. She gave the wise old man with white hair standing behind the blonde a stern look. She said simply, "If he comes back as a pervert, I will kill you," and then she moved back into the crowd. With one last wave, both the teacher and the student started their long journey. "So, Jiraiya-sensei, where should we go first?" The Toad Sage smiled at the teenager and took out a small map. "To a place you've deserved to go for a long time, kid. First stop, the hidden Whirlpool Village, where the Uzumaki live."
So this was the end of this movie. I hope you enjoyed it. To watch more movies like this, subscribe to my channel. Till then, we weeb offline.